So you're not dating anybody?
No.
Okay. And you've been celibate for a year and a half. How long have you been single?
I don't claim anybody as my ex, so my whole life.
What do you mean you don't claim anybody as your ex?
It never happened. I never talked to anybody.
Okay.
Interesting.
I like that. You know what?
Oh yeah.
So they just don't, do they just not exist to you now? Is that what it is?
Wait, what?
Do they just not exist to you now?
Oh, yeah,
You just
exactly.
don't talk to them?
Yeah, it never
If you don't
happened.
talk about them,
Yeah.
it never happened?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna use that one, girl.
So when was your what was your longest relationship?
I never had one.
Yeah, I mean that's cute and all, but what was your longest relationship?
I never had one.
Well, you're perhaps I don't know if the words delusional is appropriate, or you're just choosing to not remember it, but that in which you're choosing to not remember, you did in fact objectively have a relationship.
Can you define relationship?
Whatever your sense, did you call them boyfriend?
No.
And you weren't there, did you say I love you to them?
No.
Okay, then I'll ask a different question. What is the longest consecutive period of time that you dated somebody?
Probably like 8 months.
8 months, okay. And is this the individual in which you choose to not remember?
Yes.
Okay. How long ago was that?
I don't recall.
It's quite funny, actually. I might start doing this.
That's what I said.
Just delete my memory of any trauma.
So I don't really know how to have a productive conversation with you about, this is a dating discussion podcast, if you're just gonna, you don't remember?
I mean, the last time I wasn't celibate.
So this is recent, because you've been celibate for a year and a half. How about this? The 8-month individual who you were seeing, was this the last person you had sex with?
Yes.
So is it safe to say you saw him a year and a half ago, since you've been celibate for a year and a half? Okay, thank you for that.
You're welcome.
I'm just curious, so you weren't in love with him, you only dated for 8 months. Why do you want to forget about it? It doesn't seem like it was that serious.
No, that's exactly why. Because, like, it wasn't serious, so, like, I don't want to think about it.
Do you do this with friend relationships as well, or is it just sexual?
Sometimes
partners?
with friends, it depends, like, if they, like, did me dirty, then,
That would
like,
get me
Maybe
mad.
it's something from your past. Maybe that's why you do that. Maybe, I don't know. I'm just thinking it might be a trauma kind of thing that you choose to forget about it and just pretend it didn't happen. I don't know.
yeah,
maybe
no,
I'm
I feel
getting
like
deep.
that's, like,
I just, yeah.
Was it a traumatic relationship?
I wouldn't, like, say so. I don't think.
Who broke up with who?
I, like, ghosted him.
You ghosted him. Okay. Were you cheating on him?
Oh my God, no.
Was he cheating on you?
He wasn't, like, cheating, because, like, he wasn't my man.
There was no conversations about exclusivity or anything like that?
Like, there was, but it's not like he wanted to be exclusive, so that's why I don't consider him, like, I was dating
Can I
him.
ask you just why both of you are smiling? Do you find this amusing?
I mean, honestly, yeah.
Yeah. This is kind of this interesting conduct when women are just being intentionally kind of malicious, especially when invited on a podcast in good faith, and I'm asking my questions in good faith. Let's try to fix the splits, Blake. So it's kind of interesting that you kind of revel in this sort of
Well, I mean,
trollish
it's a little bit.
behavior.
No, don't come at me. It's a little bit
I
entertaining.
am coming at you because you're like smiling and you're reveling
Because it's
in the trolling.
uncomfortable. How else do you want me to react? It's funny. You're getting riled up. You could have just said, move on, next. you're continuing the conversation. So
No,
don't
I'd
come at
rather
me.
just people engage in good faith in the conversation. So
What do
I
you-
don't think I'm getting, even if your assessment is that I'm getting riled up, do you think there are situations in which it's justified for people to be like, oh, okay, this person's like fucking with me. I'm kind of upset by this.
Okay, I'm gonna take it over then next.
No, you're not going to take it over.
You're coming at me because I'm just sitting here like,
Yeah, because I'm noticing that there's kind of a lack of accountability going on.
how is this my problem?
Because you're literally like, you're
I'm smiling
Yes,
because
you're
it's like,
smiling.
because
And
you're
you
continuing
literally,
the conversation.
and you're literally,
Brian,
stop, you're literally admitting when I called you out on it.
You sound so unhinged. I just move the conversation.
Do you want to
on.
be kicked out? Because we can just kick you out. Because you were trolling before the show. You were giving me a bunch of flack before the show.
How was I trolling before the show?
Look, I don't want to deal with your attitude today. So if you want to, play this game, we can. If you want to roll your eyes, we can. I'm trying to have a good faith conversation. Point blank period.
Okay, can you ask the viewers if me smiling was me trolling the conversation? I'm so
I didn't say
confused.
that.
What did you say then?
I was asking you why, when she's trolling, you guys are reveling in the fact that she's like trolling the podcast and disrupting it instead of
why-
being
why
like,
do you think
whoa,
I'm
this is kind of
trolling?
annoying behavior.
How? Wait, how am I
You're
trolling?
the host. If you want to
being
move on with the
serious.
conversation, you could have. I thought you were entertaining it because you thought it was entertaining. So if you're
Well,
just
I was trying. No, I was not attempting to entertain it. I was clearly like, okay, this is kind of annoying. And then I was just asking like roundabout ways to get the information that could have just easily been answered by, oh yeah, the last guy I dated like a year and a half ago, dated him for 8 months. That would have been it. That's all I needed.
So how is that my
unhinged to
problem?
be frustrated? Because you're reveling in it.
I'm literally sitting here, didn't even say anything.
Yes, and so now I'm having a meta conversation about the fact that both of you are smiling, seemingly enjoying, not frustrated with her, but enjoying the degree to which she's sort of like sabotaging the show. Do you understand?
I
Well,
don't.
I'm not really sure if she
truthfully.
was trolling. Like
It's
kind of,
a
it could be
troll.
kind of
It's a total
serious.
troll.
Okay, but
That-
you kept
no.
going
but
with the
I'm
conversation, so
serious.
how is that our problem? Like, I thought you're entertaining it for entertainment purposes. I know what the show entails. I've been on it 2 times already. You feed into it so people get mad. If that's what you're
straw
trying to
man.
incite here, that's
It's
totally
a total
fine.
straw man. Total straw man. I prefer smooth streams. There's a component of entertainment, but if I'm trying to have a good faith conversation with somebody, yeah, I want them to just answer the questions. And this is just like obnoxious to the viewers. They don't like it when
Okay.
people are just
Yeah,
like,
no, for sure.
they don't like it when people are just like beating around the bush when it comes to answering questions.
Did I answer my questions?
I was directing that at her, not at you.
Okay. So I apologize for smiling.
It was more than that. You were.
I apologize. It was funny because y'all were going back and forth. I apologize. I genuinely do. If you are truly upset by me smiling.
Not really upset by it. I was questioning why, because it's a female. Hey, you gotta hide that, Blake, because it's like blocking Andrew. Okay. It's like an interesting female phenomenon where it's like there's like this sort of malevolence in which you enjoy men getting frustrated, like justly frustrated by something, and you kind of like enjoy when men get frustrated, and it's like this sort of malevolent thing. And so I'm like actually having a meta conversation about like, why is it that like women sort of like enjoy seeing like men, like trolling men and getting them
Well,
frustrated?
I think you're projecting because
How is that projection? That's literally what you were doing.
No, it wasn't.
Go ahead.
You guys were going back and forth in a conversation that you could have easily, as the host, just said, "Okay, we're moving on to
No,
you."
but the thing is, no,
You kept going
I'm not
back and
going to
forth,
allow
so
that
it's-
standard.
it's
I'm not going to
funny.
stop. I'm not going to allow this standard of like we've invited people on in good faith. I'm not going to just say, okay, you can just not answer a basic question when you've been invited onto the podcast. So your solution is, oh, Brian, ignore the troll, move it on. No. I'm going
Sounds logical to me.
I'm going to confront the troll and have them participate in good faith, or they can kindly get kicked and leave the podcast. Do you understand?
Sure, but that has
Cool.
nothing to do with me.
So, do you want to answer the question in good faith?
I've never had a relationship, so
Okay.
I did
but
answer it,
You did date a guy for a period of 8 months. Okay.
but it wasn't exclusive.
And it was a year and a half ago when you guys broke up.
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead.
I'm currently in a relationship.